Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're off from Tampa. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he starts us off with a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down coming up.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd.
Hey, alert 33.
Baker out of the pistol. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. That one connects. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Perfect way to start the season as their opening drive has reached goal to go.
Kings, 20!
Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. And the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal, a little bit tougher here.
180! What's up?
Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. Throw right side, caught by Wilson. And he's going to get caught up after a gain of maybe a yard, so they're going to be stuck with 2nd and 14.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6.
180! What's up?
And he's going to have the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead right away. All right, so nice little drive they put together there in their first series of the season, partner. And the year begins on a high note with a touchdown.
Yeah, they'll be able to begin this season on a high note with a win. Well, they put more drives like that together, they sure will. But I don't know. I got that Pete Carroll just still bouncing in my brain. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. But you can't start much better than that.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Jimmy Horn here on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Come on.
Lamar out of the pistol. Dump off to his fullback. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
42.
The rookie from Texas there on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Lamar now from the gun. And the Buccaneers are going to get home as they drop him. And this defense going to try to hang on to that momentum, Brock, as they go for another stop on 3rd down.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling-out process for rushers and blockers. But they can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game. And that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so that brings up 4th and long. So no initial clapback, at least not immediately. Gonna have to play from the deficit for at least a little while as that opening drive stalls out.
And your hope here offensively is that deficit remains unchanged when you get the ball back the next time, because you do not want to be looking 2 scores down to start this one out.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And this is going to be his first punt of the new season. This is taken at the 44. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
180.
Baker now from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Well, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal.
Set. Regular. 180. Up, up. That's hot. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. That's hot.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Buccaneers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Baker with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Now it's Lamar. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And there's that slide at the end, Brock. Good decision-making there as he picks up close to 8 on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
Out of the gun, Henry. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Yaya Diaby brings him down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Changing it up here. Jackson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. That was Tataroa McMillan he was looking for. So they're left facing third and long.
I like that right there, Kate. Early in this game, show your cards. Double this guy. They know his ability, his reputation. Make somebody else beat you.
Jackson now on third. It's taken in by Horn. Then he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
It's fourth down.
They throw it out quick to the left. Down the sideline, past the 25. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. So they go for it on fourth, partner, and they get it in a big way, 25 yards. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. We're through one quarter of this opening weekend of football. Our score, 14-0. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens make it a one-score game in the first half. So an absolutely beautiful throw there, finding his man in space who turns it into 6.
Yeah, they really took advantage there, Kate, of some soft coverage. You want that on that corner route. Plenty of space for that route to develop. Great execution, and it pays off with the touchdown.
Luke tacks on the extra point. And the Ravens chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Ravens 7. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And not liking what it looked like ahead of him there, Brock. So he's going to take a knee, and this is going to come out to the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10.
Start.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Regular. 180. Watch out.
Mayfield now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback. Where to go and let that pass rush get home.
It's a nickel set for the Ravens. 3rd down.
Good. 180.
third and long. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know exactly what he's thinking. Hopefully next time it's a little bit easier. The degree of difficulty on that one high. Throwing to double coverage, odds are against you.
So on fourth down, it's Ryan Wright out to punt it away. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. It's fielded at the 14. And he's brought down before the return gets far.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Baltimore offense to the line now. First and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. So after the play, some obvious concern from their sideline as they watch their quarterback out there in some pain. Training staff running out to check on it. Here's second and 10 from the 21. Here's the backup. First throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. To the air on third and long. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up fourth down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
The Ravens getting ready for the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. His work begins at the 31.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. First and 10. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
By Trenton Simpson. Tackled back at the 33-yard line.
Open ahead in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's second and 13. From the pistol, give here to Walker. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up third down. These guys better change up what they're doing on the ground here, Brock, because this defense has seen right through it these last couple of plays.
Yeah, we bang the drum all the time for staying on schedule. This is the epitome of being off schedule.
Will this drive continue? Here comes third down. Third and long for him here. He has the first over the middle. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. So third and 16, no problem for him as they get the first.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third deep downfield like that, You have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Sends this to the end zone. And it is knocked away. Shot to the end zone. Answered there by a strong defensive effort. Second down.
Well, it's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a third one's coming at some point.
Catch made left side by Bucs. They get to him after a small pickup to the 35. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Baker throwing again. It's caught by Harrison. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. He gets 6 on that play. And that will be a Tampa Bay first down.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and that time stuffing the run.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Baker now off the play fake. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. They'll throw 3rd and long. Hits everything he has under this one. Defender gets his hand in there and breaks it up. A possible touchdown denied. That's going to bring up 4th down. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown, and you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Now the Buccaneers bringing out their field goal team. This is going to be a 46-yarder. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. He fields it from the 8. He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. So that's our 2-minute warning, Brock. 1:57 left on the scoreboard. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. 1st down. Here's Lamar. Pressure's there, and the Bucs got it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
Pass brought in by Teteroa McMillan. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
On now comes their punter. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this one soars out of bounds. The only question is where they will mark it. Looks like it's going short of the 40. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Mayfield now off the play action. Rolling out to his left. Has it downfield working the left. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. That goes for 32 yards. And the Bucs have the first.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
To the line and set. Here we go. First down. Here's Baker. Short pass brought in. He's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. Gain 15 there. And that will be a Tampa Bay first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And they score. It's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Jonte Wester to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He gets this one to Horn. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. An excellent game, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Looking to throw. He rolls to his right. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. Couldn't find Jimmy Horn Jr. there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
This is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Running back sent in motion. He'll throw. gain some time left. And he's going to fire this one deep down the near sideline. And his final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Here's Wester on the return. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. First and 10. Pitch it to Henry. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Lamar out of the pistol. Taking a shot deep here. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Looking for Teneroa McMillan that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Jackson now on 3rd. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that 3rd down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. On 4th down, snap to Jackson. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Walker on 1st down. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. We've got 2nd and 4.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. As for me, I'd like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Pass is caught at the 9. And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers push their lead further to start the half. This one is up and good. And the Buccaneers make it a 24-point ball game.
Ravens 7.
The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. snap for Mayfield. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Baker. It's a big strike downfield to Aguka. And he gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. They get 22 out of that play. And the Bucs have the first. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. The draw, it's Walker. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock, you got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Trying again, Walker. He's hit and driven backwards. This is going to force him into 3rd and goal.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers continue piling on to this lead.
Ravens 7.
The Bucs get lined up and they will kick this away. Here's Wester on the return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
This is cut downfield by Horn. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
McMillan coming in motion right. Jackson's going to throw again. And no look there. That throw falls to the ground. Trying to find his tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, There are going to be more interceptions.
Throw here, third down. Downfield, and he's got McMillan. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
Lamar throwing again. Downfield to DK. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
19 more yards.
Offense to the line fast.
Baltimore first down. A gain of 19 yards. And the Ravens first down.
Jackson, quick pass wide. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From the red zone on first. Escapes the pocket. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket and keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. They kick the running back in motion. Jackson yet again. Oh, should have had another one there. Defense getting opportunity after opportunity to pick it off. But 2 in a row now have slipped away.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Again, it's Jackson to the air. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens lower the deficit they face. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Extra point is up and through by Luke. And the Ravens get it back to a full 3 possessions now, 24 points.
14.
They're in full comeback mode already here in the third. An onside kick coming up. And the Buccaneers manage to recover the football. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. Baker now from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to the brought in inside the 20. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. He'll pick up a 34 yards on that play. And that will be a Tampa Bay first down. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's their football, and with that type of lead we've got on the scoreboard, this game pretty close to over. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. Getting out to his left. He takes it himself. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. And he finds him in the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers continue piling it on here in the 4th. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That's up and through for the point after. And the Buccaneers grow their lead yet again.
Ravens 14.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Baker with the return. This makes it up to the 25.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Rolling left, buying some time. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Throwing again is Lamar. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
Air it out on 3rd. He throws a bullet to the center of the... They connect on the deep shot. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there, and a new set of downs. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. And again, it's Jackson. He's looking deep once again. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough pushing.
Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. Into the red zone. And in, touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Baker with the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. First call here coming from the shotgun. Not deterred by that pick. He's thrown again. Chased out to his right. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket. Genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Oh no, they get him yet again. And the Buccaneers are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, these were the kind of plays they needed, frankly, earlier in the game when it was still somewhat close. By this point, still a great play, but a bit of a hollow highlight with the game already decided.
We've set it down from 37. Inside give to Walker. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. Second down.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
This is Walker on second. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Baker now off the play fake. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Well, happy to avoid the pick, Brock, but they're still playing behind the sticks here on second down. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. 8 yards to dig him partially out of that hole, and it's going to be 3rd and 7.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
The Ravens bringing out an extra defensive back on this 3rd down play. Baker out of the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
The lead looks safe, but the pedal's staying down. They're going for this. Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. And we shouldn't be surprised as they connect in the end zone for yet another touchdown. The Buccaneers throwing 6 more on the blowout. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers continue adding on to that lead.
Ravens 14.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Baker with the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
On the return, the Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this first and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Brought in right side by McMillan. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Baltimore.
First and 10. Here's Jackson. Complete Derrick Henry. And this one doesn't go far. Working quickly here.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Lamar now from the gun. Escapes out to the left. And it'll be third down coming up after this defense's third sack of the game. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Ravens trying to do some window dressing. Not an enviable spot as they come up third and long. Here he goes, third and long. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. On the move, headed right. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Bucs to the line. First and 10. It's Benson on the give. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They're going to pass it here. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Third and long for him here. Taking a chance to the end zone. And they're not stopping the destruction, partner. That is caught. Touchdown. The Buccaneers are running them out of the building. So So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens set it up 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Trying to push deep downfield. Oh, brother, it's another interception. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, we're watching the defense not just generate turnovers, but really add to them. A return like that, think about it. That's 4 or 5 plays that you just saved your offense from as they try to make that interception, yet another one, count.
Line up the design keeper. So it's a win for the Buccaneers. Well, partner, long season ahead, but undoubtedly a good start here today, getting the win in week 1.
Yeah, a bad start now on the other side can snowball on you. 1 loss into 2 into 3 and so on. But you get that early win, it can get you playing at a midseason level in the early goings of a season and lead to a really good start that has you talking playoff hopes in the front half of the schedule.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Buccaneers winners. As with that, we sign off from Tampa.